Hello everyone. I have realised we are on a terrible tilt today. It's like we were leaving the screen. I hope everyone has had an amazing weekend. Happy Tuesday. For those who are coming in, my name is Woodbridge. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia, and I come on here to show you how I make cards. I do real-time videos. If you're not watching me live and there's a red live or a red dot, you're not watching me live, but you're watching me on the replay. Hey Donna, she's popping in live. Still say hi, give me thumbs up on the video, make sure you're subscribed so you get notifications when I go live. Hey Bev. Yeah, I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a busy weekend, but I got lots of stuff done because this weekend I will be hanging out with, I don't know how many hundreds of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, but we have on stage. Oh, hey Deb. We have on stage this weekend. So I am going to be in Sydney all weekend hanging out with my team and other demonstrators who some I've never met before and some I haven't seen for 3 years. So I'm really excited to go and see them. And I was busily getting team gifts done. I've designed my class for not this weekend, next weekend, and we did a lot of family stuff. So yeah, just a busy weekend, and I have up until the middle of December, I have something on both Saturday and Sunday every weekend. It's crazy. Even though school's finished, it's crazy. Hey Beryl, hey Jacqueline, I hope you guys are all well. So that's what I've been up to, and I gave you guys a lot of sneak peeks recently about what's been on my desk and what's going on. There was a photo a couple of last week, and I had baskets everywhere all over my desk. I can confidently say I'm down to one basket, and it is full of team gifts to take to on stage. So I'll make sure I take some photos because I didn't get to make myself a team gift because Officeworks didn't have 10 of what I needed. They only had 9. So, oh no, they only had 8 and I needed 9. So I was a bit disappointed, but I'll make sure I take photos to show you what I did for my team. And I was just divvying up some lollies, so they've got lollies in their gift as well. Hi Ethel, hi Matilda, hope you're all well. So what is happening in my world? All my Aussie peeps, don't forget I have my special giveaway this month, November and December. So for every $90 you spend, you get to choose one of my mystery envelopes, and every one of these envelopes contains a prize. And the prize bucket is right here. So this is one of the buckets on my desk. So for every $90 you spend, so if you spend $180, you get to choose 2 of these. Oh, yay, Barbara. That makes me happy. I'm glad you're here and you got up on time. That's good. You get 2 envelopes and so on and so forth. And when all 10 envelopes are done, I am putting everyone in the draw for a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So lots of freebies from me personally at the moment. This is my own personal giveaway, nothing to do with Stampin' Up! Themselves. It's just with me. So contact me or go to my online store. Sorry, getting that box way out of the way. Hey Kathleen, and if you're wondering what you might like to spend your $90 on, I currently recommend the Fitting Florets collection that has come out early. It's got early release and limited release on some products. So these products are gorgeous. Now, if you managed to catch my YouTube video on Thursday, you saw me make a shaker card. And that shaker card no longer exists, but you saw me make a really beautiful card, and the beautiful card didn't survive. But I did use the bundle that is coming out in the January to June mini catalogue. I used the paper, and this is an additional stamp set. I'm going to show you the stamp sets up close. You've got, this is a stamp set in the bundle. It's called Framed and Festive, and I've made a couple of things with that. I can even put my hands on them to show you, just except for the one card I can't show you. It was a pretty card, Beverly. I will tell you more about the hows and whys in just a second. And this is the limited release Framed and Festive stamp set. So amazing fonts. And I'm using this stamp set and the paper in my class for November. So getting great use of the dies as well. So you can see the dies here, they're just gorgeous. And you've got these gorgeous gold swirls. Oh, yay, Bev, that's awesome. Those gold swirls I keep on forgetting to order. So when I do my order this weekend, because I get to order special pre-order things, or they're called product purchase premiere, so it's a perk for going to a demonstrator event, and it's a catalogue release. So I get to order a limited amount. It's not the whole catalogue. I will get to order some new things. So you bet your bottom dollar I will be here doing an unboxing. Now, when you're ordering these amazing things, don't forget to use my hostess code. So I do have a new one for November. I'm just going to check that you can see that on screen, because what I can see in my phone is not necessarily what we can see, but you can see it. I set it up all right. So that is the hostess code for you to use for your online orders. That is all my news, except I'm going to show you something up close, because I had a lot of questions. Actually, I haven't even told you what we're using today. We are using the Beauty of Friendship, and I should have showed you this earlier. I can imagine all the people that went, she's just talking. We're not card making today. Beautiful Dear, the painted Christmas paper. So this gorgeous paper, this carried over. We had this in last year's mini catalogue and we got it back. And the other thing we are going to use is the embossing folder. Merry Melody. I think that's its name off the top of my head. Hello, Sonia. How are you? But I did a whole lot of teacher gifts. Now, hand on my heart, I did not make these. I purchased these because Lavender has officially finished Year 12. It was sign-out day yesterday, and it's the Year 12 formal, which is a sit-down dinner, some fun presentations because they've already had their academic presentation day, and then they have a little party afterwards. Hey, Tanya, how are you? And I found these when I was buying some bedding, and these are really sweet apples. They're actually quite large. Like, I don't have a big head. I've got quite a small head. I am quite short. But I just thought these were stunning. And we bought some for teachers. And they're polystyrofoam and covered in glass. So I thought they were really cute. And I happened to borrow, I know they're so cool, I had to buy them. And I bought multiples, and Lavender changed her mind about giving one to one of the teachers, which I agreed with. So I get one. David and I are fighting over it because he's a massive apple devotee, as in Apple, the tech company. And so he wants one, and he quite often, he works closely with some people with accessibility with Apple. And I said, no, I'm a teacher, so I'm keeping him. And he doesn't get to enjoy the sparkles. So you will see it somewhere on my bookshelf, but I had to show you. And I showed this last night on Facebook and on my blog. This is the Apple Harvest card. I had to borrow the stamp set, but I thought it just paired perfectly with, I'm not dropping it. It just paired perfectly together. So I used sweet sorbet and granny apple green, a touch of soft suede and grey, smoky slate. So soft sorbet just worked so perfectly. Enough of a red, but with a little bit of pink. And I made multiples and I set them up on Stamparatus and went bam, bam, bam. And I sat here and chatting with some friends and coloured them, and they were done, which was awesome. Now, I said I'd show you my fitting florets cards. So, here we go. This is my Christmas, oh no, that's not fitting florets. Let's go back to where we are. Hello, Jeannie. This is using Sweet Santa Express paper, and I have used both stamp sets here because I used some subtle florals using the dies, and I put it on a piece of foam. You can see the dimension there. I put on a piece of foam. And this one using the Fitting Florets paper, vellum, using stamp set again, and this is white heat embossing on the vellum. And I can't show you my other card because I really tried to fix that card, and I ruined the card for a third time. So in a fit of rage, because any of you that watch me on YouTube on Thursday know my frustration level of fixing the card, and I ruined it again, and I scrunched it up and it ended up in the bin. And then I vacuumed the floor and moved on with life. But the lesson from my card on YouTube on Thursday, and I will be repeating this lesson on Thursday when I'm live on YouTube. The lesson is, hey Jenny, do not, or be aware of what adhesive you are using on the pearlescent paper. Because I was trying to stick foam on pearlescent paper, it's very smooth and it's shiny. So it hasn't got great adhesion properties like our normal cardstock. It's great. It likes adhesive. Things like to stick to it. The pearlescent paper doesn't. And that's where I went wrong. Ask Cheryl, and no, there weren't strong words. Maybe there were. Yeah, look, let's be honest, there probably were strong words. But yeah, I scrunched it up in Cheryl's face and threw it in the bin and went, I've got to get home from school. She was very worried for me, but I was okay. Yeah, so what I needed to do was use wet glue under the foam, then put the foam on, and then fill it and pop the top on. So that's where I went wrong, and it would taken some time. Glue dots also would work really well because they're nice and strong, but for a shaker card, glue dots, it would have been a lot of glue dots. So the wet glue with the foam, putting a weight on it, which I did do. I did the right thing there, putting a weight on it, letting it adhere, and then going from there. But lesson learned, I will probably remake the card, but not as a shaker. I'll remake it. Oh, that's okay. Oh, good. I'm glad they're okay and you're bringing them home and it was a pick up and not a drop off. Hey, Darlene. So yes, lessons learned. I will remake it, but this week has not been the week to remake it because it's very busy. I just want my life to slow down, and I don't think it'll happen till after Christmas, after my birthday, after work, Christmas parties, Stampin' Up Christmas parties. I've got a wedding anniversary, my godson's 30th birthday, like, yes. So let's make this gorgeous card together. Today I have all my bits cut up. We need to do some stamping and some embossing, and I don't know how many cards we're making together. I think we're making 3, and we're assembling some because I've got bits for everything. So I'll show you what we're using along the way, and I will grab up my shop link so then you can shop in my store and get your free prizes. Okay, thank you, Corinne. I'm glad you like it because I like it too. Although I did realise I was offered to borrow a stamp set from my downline, and she gave me the bundle, which is the Beauty of Friendship bundle, and we went, oh yeah, that's awesome. And it wasn't until I'd made my Christmas Stampathon card, and I'd made the Christmas Stampathon card, and I'd done a couple of other things with it, and I realised that the die set was actually retired. So I just worked out the perfect way to zoom in nice and gently. That's never happened before. There we go. That's the perfect zoom today. No one should have got a sore head or anything from that. I don't know how that happened. Yes, so today we will be using the retired dies from this, and I do apologise because I do try not to use retired things that aren't available for you to purchase. But what I'll do, I'll turn off my overhead light and I'll come back and we'll get started. And I'm so sorry it's taken us so long to get to the card making today, but there was lots of news to tell you guys about. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this flat. It wasn't sitting very flat. Now I've just got to do a bit of a wiggle. If you can hear things happening in the background, we are having some kids here tomorrow night after the school party. We're having some of Lavender's friends back here. So Lavender is making sausage rolls because she's allergic to eggs. So making some sausage rolls and making a loaf of bread, like a big round loaf of bread, so like a cob loaf, so then they can eat that when they get back from the party. Okay, so the colours I've kept very, very simple today, and there's an unexpected colour in there that we will get to when we're stamping. So I'm using soft sea foam, garden green, and real red, because not cherry cobbler. It's absolutely not cherry cobbler, to be precise. So I've already gone through and I've stamped some because I made this in class as well as in a team meeting. So I'm already a bit ahead. So let me see, I've already got 2 of those and 2 of those. Got lots of, there you go, we are doing 3 cuts. So I can see the bottom of the pile, and we will be doing some embossing, but what I might start with is the stamping. So we need our tree piece, and I've used these 2 stamps to create our tree, and then I've used the circle and the banner, and it is from, and I was only using this die the other day. I wonder where I threw it the other day. Oh, I know, it's in the box for my card, for my class cards, and I just want to show you those cards too, because, no, it's not in there, because they are also using the Fitting Florets bundles. Now, can someone please tell me who stole my die? That's okay. I found it. We use stylish shapes. I feel like I use it every single card, but it's seriously one of the best die sets. I was very sad when they got rid of Stitch Shapes dies, but I'm so glad they finally replaced it. Ah, so you've got the Beauty of Friendship dies. That's interesting, Corinne. Very interesting. So I've got that. So we don't need to do any stamping on the circles at all. Now, I had 2 of these. Yep, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just corralling as much as I can. I do think I think the girls for my team meeting were saying, Ellen, I think you were having a moment when I was cutting a few things. And I think I was too, because they're a bit not right. Now, I think we're embossing all 3 pieces, but I'll show you just how quick using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine really is. So I've got this here. I do have a Stamparatus somewhere. One of my Stamparatuses is set up and in use. I do have 2. It tends to help me in class to have 2. So I don't need this plate because I've got everything set up on plates. So we are using 2 because I have the Merry Christmas on 1, but what we're starting with is this one. So I pre-stamped and cut the tree on this large piece of paper. So I set everything up perfectly here on the Stamparatus plate. So you just lock that in at 90 degrees, and then when you turn it, rock it over, it doesn't move anyway. So I stamped both sides and then I cut it out with the dies. With the dies that I'm very sorry are retired. Hello, Miss Jamie Ramsey. How are you? Jamie's daughter also finished Year 12. Jamie, when is your formal? Because ours is tomorrow night. Lavender is just cooking food ready for tomorrow night. Okay, so I have Garden Green, and our unexpected colour that we are going to use for our second layer is Evening Evergreen. So I'll show you how this works. So you could, this first layer that I'm using, you totally could use as a single layer. Now, it doesn't really look as though I'm adding much ink. This is one of our distinctive stamp sets. So you'll see here, we pretty much get a complete image with detail and everything. So that was misaligned, but it's going to have to stay as it is. So you can see here, it looks like, hey Ellen, that's great, we've got a complete image. But let me move this card that I've made, otherwise I will get ink on it. Just move that up there. Bring in the evening evergreen. And we just get the perfect detail on the top. So I haven't moved anything. Okay. And just carefully pop that off and you get the perfect detail. Now just keep in mind it will dry a little lighter like in here because this is wet, and I think I have just re-inked this ink pad as well. So you get that gorgeous tree. So you can see the difference from using one layer to using both layers. Oh yes, David and I are going to the formal as well. Ours is down at Edlong. It's at Diggers. So yes, and isn't that funny? Did you and Gus go to the formal together at school? I can't remember. Yes, I am, Sunny. I did say that right at the start of the video. I will be in Sydney on Saturday. Well, I'll be there Friday afternoon too. I do have an event on Friday night to go to. I am going to grab my stamp chamois, which still is scent free because I am using demineralized water to spray this, and I'm keeping this shut, and seriously, this does not smell at all. And it's just using the demineralized water. It's just working an absolute treat. So even though Cheryl's not here, I'll thank Cheryl. Oh, okay, rightio. Let's not go there. Well, can I say that, yeah, David was in a whole different stage of life when I had my formal. Because David may have finished uni the year I started kindergarten. But we don't talk about that. That may show you the actual age difference between me and old man Woodbridge. Oh, you're not going. Oh, that's awesome, Sunny. Yes. Yes, demineralized water. And David's using it for a couple of things in his life as well. So I think I'll regularly be buying bottles from Woolworths. But that's okay. So we've swapped over to the jig using the Stylish Shape Styes and my Real Red ink pad, because the paper that we are using has both Real Red and Cherry Cobbler, but there is a reason I'm going to choose Real Red, because on my card I have used some coloured pearls, but we're going to use something different. That worked out pretty good. I may do it just a very light second time because nothing moved. Pray for me. Perfect. Put that aside. Oops. The end of the scissors and the magnet attract to each other. I wonder why. Ah, the year, 25 days. That's right. Yep. But 2 different years because you're a December baby. No. We, Jamie and my kids, both girls, both finished year 12, and we're just talking about school formals. Because it's really weird, Jamie. I was explaining to some of my lovely friends in the US that we've already had our academic graduation. And this is like ages apart, ages of partners. Oh yes, Sunny's SU anniversary. Sorry, Sunny. Is it 5 years, Sunny, for your anniversary? Well, Jenny, my David is older than your Mike. So there you go. I am finished with that, but I'll leave that there for the moment. Pop that to the side. So all of our stamping bits are done. I'm going to bring in our card fronts, and we are going to take the embossing folder, and just to remind you that that Merry Christmas that we just used is from the Peaceful Deer stamp set. It's just the perfect little Merry Christmas. And on Thursday's video, I will be using this deer to make a really simple card. Yes, you're a year older than me, Miss Jenny. A year and a bit less, no, less than a year by a few days, I think. Okay, so have our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I need to move something because I've had something very heavy on my plates trying to... I'm having some bowing happening on my plates, and I'm being very stubborn and not replacing them. So using, oh, actually I don't need those plates. So for our normal cutting we need plate 2 and 2 plate 3s, but because we're using the 3D embossing folder, my platform here tells me I need plate 1 and I need plate 4. So plate 4 I just happen to have right here. So let me, and it kind of is important that you line up your paper, because God, these sausage rolls cooking that aren't for me are going to drive me bonkers because they always smell so good. So I want to make sure it's straight because there are actually straight lines. So I want to pop it in the folded edge first. So spine first and roll it through. So that is one done, 2 more to go. Then we're up to assembly. So this card is actually pretty simple. It's just got a few elements to it. So you just have the elements which make it really, really special. And then all together it just comes out to be a gorgeous card. So spine first, and this is a 3D embossing folder. So it just gives that beautiful depth of embossing. It's extra depth to our normal embossing folders, and that works really, really well with the musical notes. Now, if you do have a musician in the family, this the music on this embossing folder is actually Joy to the World, or a portion of the sheet music to Joy to the World. So that's your tidbit for the day. Oh, Jenny, sorry, I'm glad the pain's being managed as well. I haven't, I'll scroll back up and check those. I'm glad you guys are getting the help you need. That's what I love about living in Australia. Generally, you can get that kind of help that you need. Okay, so finish with the embossing folder. Also finish with the machine. So I'll just pop all these away. Right. slipping off my chair. Jeans and my chair fabric are not friends, and I always slip on my chair with it. Okay, so what do I need to do with these? I need to get our painted Christmas paper strips, and I need to put them on garden green. So that's what we're going to start by doing. And I'm thinking that some of these are not the same. No, one piece is actually really, really short. I'm just going to make it work. So you can see that I really did stuff up. Oh yes, Sunny, it's gorgeous. So Sunny, did you end up answering me if it is your... Oh, it's 10 years. 10 years. Okay. 10 years. That's so exciting. Am I 11 years or 12 years? I must be 12 years this year and 13 years next year, because I started the year Owen started school. So he's in his 12th year of school currently and starts his 13th year of school next year. And then after Owen finishes school next year, I'll be stuffed with how long I've been a demonstrator, because I've always done it by how long he's been at school. Oh, no, I have not been a demonstrator on and off for that long. And this glue is currently giving me a bit of curry. I think I'm just on the end of it. I'm trying to grab my pin, my glue pin, which I use often. Actually, I can see it right there on top, but I will I just put it in, I rock it around, and we'll see. I may just have an empty glue. That may be the reasoning. No, it's not quite empty. It's feeling very empty though, but I can make it work. We'll see if we can get a whole project out of it. If not, I'll grab a new one. No glue goobers. Not yet anyway, Jane. Okay, so these pieces are obviously too long, and that's fine. It is what it is. We will just cut them down when we add them to the card fronts. So no stress there. I picked these pieces of paper because they're so quintessentially Christmas with the berries and the different greenery. I just love how hand painted they are, and I know Stampin' Up did share a video with these. Actually, these are adapted from a scanned-in painting by one of our concept artists. So they actually, if something looks hand painted, you can pretty much guarantee it has been hand painted, and they try to use whatever medium they're using. They do try to get it, first of all, as close to Stampin' Up colours as possible, and then what they do is they scan it in and they do colour correction. So this one is just not going to cover the whole thing, although, okay, that's fine. I know what I'm doing with this one. And they do colour correction to match our colours, which is, it's just totally cool. I love and I generally do share the behind the scenes photos on Facebook and my Instagram, because I love just watching and seeing how things come to life, because it's quite often not how you think. And the ideas that go to the wayside in a set are interesting as well. Go over, please. No, we can stay like that. Okay. You just stay like that and chill out. Yes, I know. Well, Corinne, I don't think this will last much longer than this catalogue, because it stayed for 2 catalogues. I think we're very lucky to get this paper for 2 catalogues. So I suggest you putting in an order sooner rather than later, because at the end of December, we're going to find out which products are leaving us from this catalogue, the mini catalogue that is, to make way for the new catalogue. Oh my dear word. Okay, right. Oh, do you know what? I actually want this the other way around. Did you see why I turned it? And see how many of you can work out why I just turned this piece. Because there is a totally valid reason to why I turned this whole piece. I want to see all the berries at the top. That's actually what I want to do, and it would really, really help if I could line this up. Do you want to know what? Oh, we're going to be using it upside down. I just realised the music notes appear to be upside down. No, it's just going to stay a little bit crooked too. My word. I know, but this is decorative. It's decorative. I can... Oh, and that's really crooked. I did not line that up well. La, 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 la. I'm going to do it this way this time and see if that helps matters. It probably won't. Yes, I want this one this way as well. And because it's on the textured paper, I do kind of have a little bit more grace in what I'm doing here. It's really, really not loving me. Okay, rightio. I'm going to assume that is straight because I can't tell if it's straight or not because that's crooked. Okay, and our last piece. And you know what, with this music, it's actually really hard to tell what is straight or not, but because I can see 2/4, which is the timing, I can tell this way is straight because it is apparently in 2/4 time. Although it looks like the berries are going both ways. Yes, they are going both ways, but I want more red because we're covering up this portion of it here. So I want to be able to see as much of the red berries as what I can. It's not necessarily how they're sitting, it's just the colour of them. I just don't want it to be a completely green card. So how are your allergies going, Jamie? I'm just outing you here because we won't get a chance to talk later because I know they have been acting up very, very badly. Okay, let's get these circles on as well while we're here. And then we just need some dimensionals. Yes, balance of colour, absolutely, Jamie. I mean, covering up and having that connection. See, I'm covering up this one here, but I have them up here, and I will have a pop of red with the sentiments. So, like, there is balance, but yeah, you see where I'm going. Oh, good. Good. Oh, that's so good. Yes, Jenny, that's what Jamie was saying on her social media the other day. I am very thankful I don't suffer from allergies. Very lucky. If I put this one a little higher, I can then have that red here. So you can make an individual choice with each panel how you place things, because with this one it really doesn't matter. And the finishing touch I'm going to use today are our pearlized enamel effects. So I did use pearls on this one, but we're going to use the red pearlized effects. And I'm going to show you what not to do, or at least tell you, because like with my disaster shaker card last Thursday, even though you guys saw a finished product, the finished product just didn't stick, literally. And I'll show you how not to have one of these burst all over your desk and your clothing. And I am still getting the pearlized effects off said piece of clothing. Every time I wash it and then I dry it, I just keep chipping it off. Oh no, that's not good. Oh no, Jenny, not good at all. Yes, Jamie. Well, you're thankful for the rain, that it dampens it down, but there's always the reverse side of the rain, that it helps everything grow. Okay, so I have the bin right there, and then nothing falls in the bin. Oh my dear word. Right, one. Just do all my trimming now, then we can pop them on the card bases. So this is good. This is upping my stash of Christmas cards, because I am almost at the point where I can start printing my address labels, and then that will tell me how many Christmas cards I need. Mind you, I already have quite a large stash. It's just I don't have all of them. I don't know if I have enough. So this card base is not scored properly either. Lavender was writing on those thank you cards for her teachers, and she said, Mum, how do you get the spines of the cards so perfect? And I said, well, the secret is scoring. So I score all my card bases. So then when I come to this point of folding them, I've already bruised the cardstock. So the fold ends up perfect with no cracks, and I think that was more the point. Labs are going, how isn't this paper cracking? Aha, the tricks of the trade. Do you pre-score your card bases, or do you just fold and go? Yes, Corinne. Cedar season, right. I don't know. I suppose we have cedar. I'm trying to think, do we have cedar beams in our house? I know when a builder had to open a wall, he was impressed by the quality of the timber, because we opened a wall and closed a door, and he was able to reuse the internal timbers because they were so good, even though the house is 40 years old. When you can be bothered. I think it's such a habit now, Jamie, that I just do it. Good evening, Miss Cindy. Jenny, I think you and Jamie are awfully close in date, actually. Preschool, yes, it does make a nicer score. No, 79 was better, Jenny. Sorry, this frog in my throat. I'm not even sick. I'm just talking too much. Maybe all this talking isn't good because Mum brought over. I'm having my 30-year primary school reunion next week. And we were trying to work out teachers and stuff like that. So Mum said, oh, I know where your school reports are. She didn't. They weren't where she thought. They were in the second place she thought. So she grabbed them. And the comments, even from, I got a report in preschool. It was such a cute report. And Lavender was very jealous that we apparently did woodworking in preschool. But it said, Ellen, the talkative bit in every single report, and that I apparently have a good sense of humour. So there you go. That was written in many of the reports. And the people enjoyed having me as their student. So I was quite chuffed. Bev, age is just a number. Some of my best friends are older than my mum. So there you go. And my mum is young as well. Okay, next we need some dimensionals. And I'm at the stage, or almost at the stage, of finishing up some bits. I finished up a whole sheet of dimensionals the other day. Does anyone else do a happy dance when they finish a sheet of dimensionals? I find it such an accomplishment to go, oh, it's all done. Then you get the excitement of a whole new fresh sheet of dimensionals. Am I weird? I mean, I know I'm weird, but is it just me, or do other people do that as well? My dad was 70 this year, Jenny. But my mum is younger than my dad. Okay, we're definitely going to be using the edges. Okay, I'm missing a tree. I'm still on my live video. Yes, darling.
I think I know where I got sick from.
Where?
Rehearsal tonight got cancelled.
Oh, dear.
So someone was sick.
Oh, did they say what sick?
No.
Good.
No, she would have said COVID if it was COVID.
Okay.
So now next rehearsal is Sunday.
Okay.
So that makes everything a lot easier.
Yes. Oh, it doesn't matter really.
Well, I was going to get home later, then I'd have to shower late.
Oh, yeah, especially when you've got to get ready for tomorrow.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So that kind of works out.
Good. I'm glad it works out. There you go. Rehearsal count. Oh, Jamie said to say hi. No, she's not. She's walked away, Jamie. But I'm sure if she heard me, she would have said hi. Okay, so what I do like to do if I'm up to the end of my dimensionals is actually cut strips. So I use these edges, and these are just perfect for sentiments. So I'll show you exactly how perfect. So you pop it on and you've got full support, edge to edge. So no, guaranteed no saggy bits. Except this does not want to play. Okay, so you've got guaranteed no saggy middles. And one more. Hey, Miss Cheryl, were your ears burning? because we were talking about my stamp chamois earlier and it still doesn't smell. It's still amazing. Right, last bit and then I'll finish these another day, but it's the excitement's there that I'm so close. But yes, I know, I agree, Jamie. I have enough saggy bits myself. Okay, where's my rubbish bin? It's over here, even though I'd already emptied it. So now we just pop these on, and I cannot put our pearlized enamel effects on until the end. And then I have to put the cards somewhere that I'm not going to touch them or transfer, like squish the pearlized effects, because that would be bad. So we're just going to put this approximately in the middle and then just add the sentiment along the bottom. So the good thing about the sentiment, it gives great connection. So we've got good connection already, that both of these elements go over the paper strip, but this element is going to bring all of the layers together because it just sits on the edge and it crosses everything. So if your card ever looks a bit disconnected, maybe you just need to have some overlap or some connection of elements. That's where I find embellishments can really help, and they can guide your eye around the card. They can cover mistakes. If you get some extra ink or an ink smudge on the card, it's always a reason to embellish. Now remember, this is the one that I stamped with you girls, and my jig wasn't in properly, so I am going to cover a little bit of this bottom area with our sentiment, so then it looks more even. Like, I doubt anyone is going to go, oh my god, Ellen stuffed that up, but I can make it so no one knows. Well, it does help if I put the strip on straight. Lucky I just placed it down is all I can say. Okay. Better, but not perfect. So it doesn't matter that we can see a little bit, but I've covered a lot over and now you can't tell. And no one's going to have two of them and go, well, she put it under there and she put it over on there. It's just not going to make a difference. No, exactly. Oh, thank you, Miss Cindy. I'm glad you like that. Yes, I know, I'm doing 12 things at one time here as well. So, am I assuming you're in another country at the moment, Cindy? Getting ready for the weekend? Are you with my lovely friend? And the two of my lovely friends are together. I'll wait for the answer. Oh, nice. Yes, they're your swaps, aren't they? Yes, it's like those videos. How would they know exactly? And they're not mistakes, they're reasons to embellish. Okay, and after I stick this down is all my pearlized enamel effects tips from How I Know. Ask me how I know. Okay, and that one once again is just, oh, this is the card that has the crooked background, but I know that is definitely straight because I'm going off these two pieces and not looking at the background. Okay, so the pearlized effects. Let's take all three out. You do get all three. So we get white, which is just like your normal pearl. We get real red, which is gorgeous. And we get black, which is a bit more of a grey, but it is black. So what I do, I open it up. Oh, no problems. Thanks for hanging. Oh, you leave on Friday. Okay, no problems. Okay, so you are at home. The black exploded, Corinne. And if you look back on my social media, especially on Instagram, there is a photo of the mess of me doing it. So I check these on the back of my hand, and they're going, why are you using the back of your hand? If I did it somewhere on my desk, I can guarantee the card would go in it, my hand would go in it, my clothing would go in it, something would go in it. Where the back of my hand, it's very rare that you're going to go whack with the back of your hand. So I'm not doing this I'm not doing it vigorously that the product is going to come out. I just want it to be there. So there we go. We have it right there. So you can see it comes out nicely. Okay, so do that. That's tip 1. Do it on a surface, put in the bin, do it on the back of your hand. I will just wipe that off with a baby wipe. So my big tip is the more product you add, the bigger your pearl, your homemade pearl. So I have the tip of the nozzle on the project, and then I gently squeeze and I lift up. So I am going to do that again here, and I'm going to lift up, and you can see that there's a peak, but the peak is going down. It's like self-leveling. It's amazing. So I'm going to do a bigger one here and a smaller one. Oh, they're 2 big ones. Now, if these are a bit too peaky for you, you can just tap them on your hand and they just go back down. So they will self-level out. And that is 1 card done. That is going to go over there for the moment. And we're going to bring in card 2. Now, these are really actually quick and easy to do. They do take about, oh, that's my big one. They do take about 15 minutes to half an hour to be touch dry. That last one just doesn't look like a circle at all, but that's fine. So that's fine. Just 3 little ones. And I just leave them overnight somewhere where you're not going to smudge them for them to be completely ready. So you want to get the product to the edge just so you don't have any air bubbles and it goes and has a burp on the project. Yes, I've been there when I've been trying to get teeny tiny dots. And one, thinking of doing another one because I did that one maybe a little too close. And then just a tinsy one just there. I'm not very happy with this placement, but you know, it's a done card and the recipient isn't going to go, oh, I don't like that placement. Okay, so they are all in a nice dome. Oh my God, those sausage rolls smell amazing. So those ones have gone into a nice dome, and these ones are still a little bit peaked, but they're lovely. Okay, to pop this away, I'm assuming there's product in the nozzle. So I tap it on its bottom to get the product out of the nozzle. Now, you can always use a pin to clear the nozzle. So if the product isn't coming out as beautifully as the real red enamel effects came out, do not keep squeezing. Just get a pin, clear the nozzle, and go on with your life. If you keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, the plastic top, and I'll show you, the plastic top will burst off. So this whole nozzle piece burst off. And yeah, I cannot believe I didn't swear that night, but hey. Oh, hey, Margine, how are you? Hello, Glenda. Sorry, I was just being very diligent. Yes, I got bit by a vampire, a pearlized vampire. Oh, well, vampires do shimmer. So, yes. Oh, nice. Oh, that's so nice. So, I know I have, everything's on the wrong side at the moment because I was getting things out. So, this has just been here for a few minutes and it just wipes off perfectly with the baby wipe. I do have just one dried bit, but that just came off and my hand is all clean. So I hope those tips about the pearlized enamel effects helped you. So what did we use today? We used the Stylish Shapes dies. We used the Beauty of Friendship stamp set, as well as the Peaceful Deer stamp set. So Stylish Shapes, this and this. We did also use the painted Christmas paper. Okay, and we used the Merry Melody embossing folder. We did use the retired dies that match Beauty of Friendship, but I won't share those because they're retired, and we use the enamel effects. So not too much, but enough to create detail in the card. So we've got the detail in the stitching and the embossing, the gorgeous paper that brings together all the colours. We've got the Merry Christmas from Peaceful Deer, the two tree stamps, and we did use the Stamparatus, and I just love this card. I'm so happy I made it, and that's okay. I was very happy to see you, Cindy. So yes, this is what I made, and I'm really happy to have extras in my stash to give away to my friends when I get to doing that very, very soon. To purchase, I will put up my link shortly. I'll move these cards so I don't smudge them, and I will pop up that link. Don't forget, for every $90 you spend with me in December and November, you get to choose a free prize, and if all of my envelopes that the prizes are in go by the end of December, I will be drawing a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So if you need any help ordering, please ask. If you have any questions, please ask, whether it's in a private message or if it is if it's in the comments, because we are all here to help each other. And I just love that you guys say, oh, well, I would have done it like that, and then I learn something as well, or I say, I've tried that and my hands won't do it. So it's great that we all work together. So I will be back with my Peaceful Deer card on Thursday on YouTube at 12 noon. So you have an amazing day, and I'll tell you how the formal went and how all the kids were. I don't think I'll be getting much sleep, but I think that's just how this week is going to roll going into on stage, because I doubt I'll get much sleep at on stage either, because I think I'll be having too much fun. So have an amazing couple of days, and I will see you soon. Bye.